Hey everybody, thank you for watching this little summary that we're going to do about what to expect at the Gathering of the Mavericks in May this year in the UK. My name is Christiane van Wijk. I'm a filmmaker and I'm here with my partner in crime, Liv. And we just want to briefly explain what spurred us on to want to organize this. So this year is the third time that we're doing a Gathering of the Mavericks. The first time that we did was actually both our 50th birthdays.
Right.
We celebrated that in Glastonbury, so it was basically a joint birthday celebration stroke gathering of Mavericks. Why a gathering of Mavericks, and why is it so important that we do this? Well, my partner David was unfortunately banned from entering the whole of the Schengen territory, the whole of the EU, pretty much, because he apparently was a level 3 terrorist because of his ideologies and considered a danger to the democracy. Hilarious, really. It started off with an accusation that he was anti-Semitic, but in court they couldn't find any evidence for this. But anyway, the fact that this happened and that he's been banned for the past 3.5 years has shown me that we're not living in a system of justice. Liv will tell you a little bit in a minute about her journey around the whole theme of sovereignty, because it's almost like a moral obligation for us as law-abiding citizens to say no when we find that our governments are actually not representing the needs of the people, but they are going rogue, just like AI is going rogue, the government's going rogue. There's a lot of dismantling happening, and I'm sure that many people notice the dismantling that is happening. So we've got our weather modifications. I mean, I don't know where you're watching from, but where I am, it's just been mist and rain non-stop. I know it has been for you, Liv, hasn't it?
All night long, they are
Unnatural weather.
modifying the weather. While we sleep, you can hear the drones.
Yeah, so both we haven't been sleeping either. So that's happening, of course, because people tend to think, oh, I'll focus on one conspiracy, but actually there's a whole bunch of conspiracies, but they're all kind of connected with each other and they all have one aim, and that's to dismantle the society as we have known it. So, of course, we have the idea of the digital ID. Now, okay, it's been put on the back burner, but you never know how long that's for. Eventually, they will want to have a digital ID in all our countries. And I don't think people really understand the severity of something like that. They'll say, oh, well, I've got nothing to hide. It's okay. They can have my information. What they don't understand is that that is the beginning of a system, including, for instance, a social credit system, where if you don't comply, you'll have money taken out of your account automatically, and money will have an expiry date, and money will disappear. Cash money will disappear and will go to a digital currency, and they can do whatever they want with that electronically. So that is another aspect of it. Then there is, when you speak out against things, you get arrested. Apparently, last year, 12,000 British people were arrested for hurty words, posts on social media. Very serious development. What I've also noticed is that the society is just falling apart. So, you falling apart in regards to service. They're upping taxes, they're upping council tax, but they're not actually maintaining anything. And that's represented in the way that the roads look, potholes everywhere. Buildings are not being maintained. Railways are nothing's being maintained. Okay, railways are actually now privatized, so that's maybe not a good example. They were bad anyway. But it's just the whole crumbling apart of things. AI coming in faster and faster to the point where it's actually super creepy. And we're really reaching a time now where we're gonna become enslaved by AI if we're not stepping in. And so the Gathering of the Mavericks is basically, the idea is to all come together and as equals. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm going to a gathering and listen to an expert speak about something. No, the idea is that we're all coming together and we're all sharing our viewpoints on what we can do to create an alternative society that actually is in service of humanity and not taking from humanity. Liv, maybe you can explain a little bit about your sovereign journey and what people can expect at the gathering.
I think right now, I mean, like Chrissy said, we're coming together, and actually the main thing of coming together is, as the Mavericks, is about reclaiming our power and sovereignty as individuals, because all this will change if we actually change ourselves. And we are the ones that hold the power. We're the ones that can say no to everything. We don't have to consent to anything, but everything is governed by fear. So I started my journey about 5 years ago, when I sort of came across a YouTube video about the straw man and about your birth certificate, and realized actually we've been brought up in a slave system and totally indoctrinated through our education system and our governments, and actually just been led to believe that, you know, water, we need to pay for water, although it's our sovereign right. You know, electricity was always free until it was privatized by Maggie Thatcher in the late 70s. And we've gone to believe all of these things we need to do. We need to pay council tax. It's all rubbish. And this is what I found out for the past 5 years, going down this thing, thinking this is all a game. And the thing is, I've consented to this game, but nothing is in law unless you sign a document. That is, you know, digital signature is not consenting. But they're now leading you to believe through AI that all your contracts you get through emails, through digital signing, is absolutely legitimate. It's not at all.
So this kind of stuff is like the kind of stuff we'll talk about in the roundtables, and especially looking at, so what can we do? Because as a filmmaker, I hear a lot of the times, but what can we do? Well, this gathering is with that intention. Coming together as equals, and what can we do, and make a plan of solutions. So what can we expect over the weekend? Maybe you can talk us through it.
Well, over the weekend, we're going to start a gathering together with a fabulous cacao ceremony. It's very sort of harmonizing and nurturing to have beautiful ceremonial chocolate together and meet everyone. And, you know, we did that over the last 2 years, and we all left the weekend almost in tears, because we were all different, all ages, from age 18 to 80, all different cultures. But we came together, and one thing we left with was a heavy heart, because we all realized we all actually want the same thing.
During the weekend, on the Saturday and the Sunday, we have roundtable discussions, and the idea is that we all come in as equals. Some people might be a bit more expert than others. And the 4 roundtables we have planned are: one, looking at the future for our children, education, alternative ways of education. Another roundtable is looking at alternative monetary systems, because it is my belief that we need to start really setting up our own currency, preferably, because who knows what's behind all the other, you know, cryptos and digital currencies that can just be taken away from us. So we need to set something up that's based on absolute fairness. We've got a roundtable to look into how to become basically self-sustainable, off-grid living, growing your own vegetables, how to get pure drinking water, and just sharing ways of how we can basically, while everything is dismantling and falling apart, create something that's actually thriving on this earth. And then we have a 4th roundtable, which might sound a little bit random, but it's looking into what's actually true about our history. Because I don't know how you feel about it, Liv, but I don't think at all that it is what we've been told.
Just touch on Tartaria and you're off.
Absolutely. So those are the kind of serious things. Now, Liv, we've got also lots of nice and relaxing things over the weekend.
Yes, we've got a fantastic company coming in who have got saunas and rain showers and hot, you know, little hot bubbly bathy things to sit in while sipping delicious alternative teas. We've got people selling alternative therapies. We've got tarot cards. We've got mediumship. We have massages. We've got sound healers. We've got someone's doing smoothies. We've got someone selling wonderful crystal jewelry. There's so many things going on around. And then, of course, we have this wonderful shamanic ceremony on the Saturday.
Sarita was meant to be here in this video with us. She's in the south of France, and they've just had massive storms and phone towers have fallen and that supermarkets are apparently not even open. So I'm going to try and fill in a little bit what she was going to talk about. And that is that, we're talking about sovereignty here on this earth, but Sarita very much speaks about spiritual sovereignty and where the real sovereignty starts, when we become sovereign.
Absolutely. It starts within yourself, actually, Chrissy. And that's what I wanted to say to you earlier.
Yes, no, absolutely. And so she's amazing, I went to one of her retreats in France last summer, and it's incredible. And the ceremony that she's doing at the weekend is exactly a ceremony I did at her retreat center, and it's like a big group ceremony, and it takes quite a few hours, and it's very in depth, and it's basically the aim is to call in sovereignty in a great big group shamanic ceremony. So that's the Saturday evening, and then of course we've got some nice live music on the Sunday evening as well.
Oh, yeah.
So it's actually Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
We also have bell tents. If you want to hire the bell tents through us, we can do that as well. That can also be arranged on our booking page. And that's actually quite a fun way to get stuck into the community for the weekend. But it's a wonderful place. We're holding at the Hope Community. They, of course, run homeschooling, so you can get involved in finding out how they educate the children and things they do. Really fantastic people we're doing it with.
Yeah.
So we can't wait. We're really excited.
Such a nice time of the year as well. Like that time in May, everything's blooming. And
I mean, if it's anything like last year, I have to say I'm really looking forward to it this year. I really am. More people are gathering. We are gathering them up, aren't we, Chrissy?
Yeah, no, I mean, it gets a little bit bigger every year, and it's a slow grower. And neither of us are in it for financial reasons.
No.
We'd love to break even if possible.
Yeah,
but the real passion we both share is going back to a feeling of,
it's the heartfelt feeling. You feel that you just feel so full after the weekend.
Yeah.
No, there are other people like you on this planet.
Yes.
On this realm.
Well, lots of people feel alone.
Yes, and they do. And we've all had that time where we're sort of the tinfoil hat people, where they're mocking, where they're laughing. Oh, you're one of those nutters. That's fine. I'd rather be with my nutters, actually. So I want to meet more nutters, and I can't wait to meet everyone and join in the fun and show you what we have to offer.
And children included, children, adolescents, adults, the elderly, everyone's welcome, because that's a representation of what a real society would be like. So. And also, like I put out one promo video, and some of the comments thought that, it's going to be like a hippie gathering. Well,
no, certainly not. You wouldn't get
the idea is that you are welcome as you are. If you're a hippie, come along. Yeah. If you're completely anti-hippie, come along. But
I might be a bit of a hippie. I hug trees, don't you, Christy? I definitely like to hug
each other, but the idea is that it's a representation of everyone in society.
Totally. And you just know that when the grid goes down, as you can see with Sarita, the grid's gone down there, which is quite concerning. Yeah. She hasn't got any connection at the moment. We can all fall on each other and say, right, even if we can't phone each other. But there will be somebody who's a gardener, there'll be somebody who's probably a butcher, there'll be somebody who can say, right, listen, I can build a tent, or I can get some water. So this is why it's really important to me.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. I'm really happy that you said that. Yeah, that you give that as an example, because more and more is happening, and so we do need to have these systems in place.
Definitely.
But we can talk more about all of those systems at the gathering. So hope to see you there.
Hope to see you then. Bye.
Bye.